All right, another edition of Talkin Dodgers. It's August 12th. I'm excited. We're a day late, and it's good news because that means we get to talk about Kershaw and Betts. Really quick, if you're looking to get into the podcast world, make your own content, Command Creative Studios has your one-stop shop for professional podcasts. With a team of audio engineers, music composers, and graphic designers, Command Creative Studios can get your podcast sounding professional as well as looking professional. For more information, please visit commandcreativestudios.com. All right, this is what's on deck this episode. We're talking Kershaw's back into form. Betts is back. Walker Buehler's coming back. River Ryan is out for the season. We're going to recap the Pirates and Dodgers game, or Dodgers series. Dodgers beat the Brewers 5-2. River Ryan's out. And we're going to preview the Cardinals-Dodgers game coming up later on in the week. Mike, you're quarantined in your garage. That's exciting. Max, how are you doing?
Yeah,
Good.
kind of a bummer.
Kind of a
little
bummer.
bit of a cough going on and quarantined to my house. No COVID though, so we're good.
Well, that's good news.
Man, he
Yeah,
just didn't want us to get us sick. Well, I told him, man, it's all
No,
right.
I was trying to take care of my co-host here and make sure you know how it is. I got a house full of kids who's got a cough, and they end up being, they make it around to each kid. Then finally, the parent gets it.
School's back, so those petri dishes that we love, that we call our children, are coming right back at us. You know what I mean?
Talking about that. And welcome back to school, everybody. Everybody, listeners who have kids, they went back to school.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we didn't do an episode yesterday, is because I could not get out of the house in time in order to make this happen. It was complete anarchy trying to get the kids to sleep. So I don't think they actually fell asleep till like 11 o'clock at night. So
That's fine. Same here. It was better.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
the good news is because of that, we get to talk about Kershaw and Betts. Let's start with Betts. Betts is our number one topic of this episode. So,
He's back.
Betts is back. He's batting second, and he's also playing right field. I'm going to tell you right now, I was not excited about that when I heard he was going to be playing right field. I was not excited that he was batting second. But the more I think about him playing the outfield, it solidifies the outfield as far as not only defense, but also what offense it's going to provide. You look at left field, you got Teoscar Hernandez in left field. Center field, we've been talking about who's going to take over center. And then right field's been a mixed match of Paez and Hayward. Sometimes Teoscar Hernandez, depending on who's playing. If we need, if someone needs to play lefty-righty matchup, I'm not too sure. But now this knocks out the need for Hayward and Paez, to be honest with you, going down the stretch. I'm sure we might need a lefty coming off the bench at some point, but I think this is a sign for Paez. I can see Paez going down as soon as we get a couple more pieces coming back. And it's unfortunate because I think he tears left-handed pitching, but with Betts is not, we're not shifting Betts in and out of right field. I think that's his position. He's staying there. And then in a way, you look at it, that's good because that side of the outfield has not been putting up good numbers offensively.
Well,
thoughts?
I mean, the bottom line, Robbie, is we need Betts in our lineup. We need him in the field. We talked about it last couple episodes, weather the storm. We got Freddie back. Now we got Betts back. Team started to come around. I thought maybe Shohei was going to go into a little bit of a slump. Last couple of games he wasn't doing great, but I think now with Betts in the lineup, I think it makes it challenging for our opposing pitchers, moving forward. So, Betts is back. Big deal.
Yeah, and his glove is back in right field. Having not to say anything about Hayward in right field, he's a great defensive right fielder, Gold Glove winner, I believe, as well.
Substandard at the plate, though.
Yeah, he's very streaky, extremely streaky. What do you got, Max? You feel any good about this?
I mean, Betts probably would have won league MVP
at shortstop.
This year. Nobody could have gotten a better player in the trade deadline than Mookie Betts. And, you're getting him. He's fresh, ready for the run.
Yeah.
It's a home run all the way around. Well,
speaking of that, so Betts goes 2 for 4.
Yeah.
He gets 3 RBIs. He's got a homer, stolen base. He was on fire this game. And what was great is he not only, like his first at bat, he looked pretty bad. He had a swing that he basically fell over, striking out. So it looked like he was not going to have a great performance. And then his next at bat, he comes up, runner on first base, hits a Ohtani, I can't remember if Ohtani struck out or flied out. I can't remember what happened. Betts comes up in the 2 spot and hits a jack to left field, which was exciting to see. But not to be outdone, because later on in the game, Ohtani hits a jack to left center as well. And this was a towering opposite shot for him. But having Betts in the lineup it's a big deal. Batting first or batting second, it's a huge deal. All right, so let's move on to the next performer of that game.
Lineup, like you said. What's that?
Let's move on to the next performer of the game, which I want to talk about is Clayton Kershaw. So Kershaw continues to have bounce back performances, which was very nice to see. So Kershaw goes 5 2/3, gives up only 3 hits, 1 earned run. It's because he left the game with a runner on first, and our boy Joe Kelly decided to give up a jack homer to right field. But Kershaw only gives up 1 earned run, strikes out 6. He looked really good. I don't think it wasn't like dominant Kershaw where it's like you're changing the game, but he looked really, really good.
Well, he talked about it in his post-game interview. He missed a couple of spots here and there that he acknowledged and had to battle back.
Yeah, he battled from traffic a couple times, which is nice.
Yeah, he talked about it after the game. But nonetheless, I think he's 4 start in, right?
4 start in, yes. But I think we're going to count just his last 2. Just because I feel like the last game he had, and then this game. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Well, to me,
what was that?
The San Diego game was a little worrisome, right?
Right. Well, yeah, because he had no swing and miss.
So, correct. But in the last 4, that was his only poor outing, was that game.
That is true, but it was an extremely poor outing. But you're right. That out of the 4 games, that's the only one that looked really bad.
Only one of them was subpar.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at you guys on Twitter. You guys follow Pitching Ninja?
No.
Oh,
no.
First of all,
not a big Twitter guy.
First of all, X. Yeah, I mean he's a must follow. But he's showing that nasty curveball, and he calls it a Cooperstown curveball, and that's exactly what it is.
Oh, I mean,
that he has the batter like inside the left. Who's number 5 on Milwaukee? He embarrassed him right here. Oh, Kershaw is. I mean, it's a Cooperstown curveball. Again, the Dodgers are adding guys like this, post trade deadline. I mean, it's prime for that playoff run.
So speaking of players coming back, let's talk Walker Buehler. So we've got a little bit of mixed things coming back when Buehler's actually going to pitch. Mike, you're saying that ESPN's got him pitching. No, you got Flaherty pitching on Thursday. I think Buehler's pitching Wednesday.
Well, Bill Plunkett, is that their beat writer? He says Buehler is Wednesday and Flaherty is Thursday. That's the beat writer. I'm assuming he knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, so we went and checked on ESPN, or I did, and they don't have anybody scheduled for the Wednesday slot, and Flaherty pitching Thursday. So
okay,
I have not done the research if Buehler's coming back, but he'll be a welcome addition to the rotation, because I'll bring it up now, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but my boy River Ryan's out for the season. He outpitched Skeens, in my opinion.
Yeah, that sucks about River Ryan. He was having a really good performance. And Max, I know you've got a lot to say about pitchers and their arms kind of like falling apart lately.
Yeah.
It sucks because this River Ryan, I mean, Mike, I know you were super high on him from the get-go, and I was pretty skeptical in the to start, but then just seeing his composure, even when like he had to make that really nice play that was like a swinging bunt, and it looked like he had to run up on it and throw off balance to first. Great throw to Freddie Freeman. Athletic player. You could see why the Dodgers like converted him to a pitcher, and it just sucks to see him go down. It looks like it's going to be Tommy John surgery too.
Yeah, it just starts with the money they're paying these pitchers, and because of that, everybody from every level now is throw as hard as you can. Don't like quote unquote like conserve yourself. Worry about getting to the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning. Give me 5, 6 innings. Throw as hard as you can. Throw the filthiest slider you possibly can. So everybody's arms are blowing out. It's like this is the new normal. Like I just don't understand why anybody is going to pay starting pitchers any kind of long-term big contract because they're going to get hurt. It's very rare that you sign one of these guys to a huge contract and they're not hurt or they don't break down throwing this hard. Like, it's just par for the course. You really have to go in thinking you need like 8 pitchers now, like 8, 9 pitchers to survive because they all throw hard and they're going to need Tommy John. Yeah, they're getting it at high school now. It's like crazy.
I mean, look at the Dodgers rotation that was been on the IL this season.
Exactly.
With Gonsolin, Dustin May, Walker Buehler coming back from Tommy John surgery. We lost Emmett Sheehan in the beginning of the season. Yeah. I mean, it's those 4 pitchers right there are like could be elite pitchers now if they weren't going down.
You guys think it has anything to do with the pitch too? Pitch count has anything to do with it?
No,
I think it does. I think it has something to do with it.
The pitch thing really this is another thing that pisses me off with this, right? They tell all these pitchers you need to be on a pitch count, throw as hard as you can. Why? They're all going to, regardless. Every organization puts these pitchers under these restrictions, right? But yet the player still ends up needing Tommy John. So why even care about the pitching restriction? Let them go because you know it's going to happen regardless. They haven't been able to save anybody from Tommy John because of pitch restrictions. Innings limits. Don't pitch after this. What is it? Playoffs are more intense innings. All that nonsense doesn't work. These pitchers still need Tommy John. As a Yankee, I see them do this all the time with players. They need innings limits. They pitch counts, and they still end up with Tommy John. So what's the point? Just pitch them until they break. That's how they're gonna break. Who doesn't break? They're all gonna break.
Yeah, I don't know. It's they are professionals, but you have a great point. They need to care about these guys' longevity, right? Like, it doesn't do us any good to be going through 16 or 17 pitchers in a season.
There's only one
in and out of IL.
Mike, there's only one way to fix it. These pitchers can't keep trying to go to 101 miles an hour all game long. DeGrom would go first inning till the 6th, and every pitch is 100 miles an hour. Of course you're going to have arm issues. That's not natural. The generation before, guys kind of learned how to pitch, right? They knew how to pitch. They could, they're not going to throw as hard as they can in the early innings. They're conserving themselves to give length, right? They'll pitch more in the mid 90s or even in the low 90s. The pitcher I loved was Greg Maddux. The guy never was like, what did he top at? 91, 92, right? Maybe. But now they don't teach that. They don't teach guys how to get a guy to ground to second base or shortstop anymore. It's just, swing and miss. Throw it as hard as you can. Get the slider with the most bite. Curveball, same thing, and then blow out your arm and call it a day. And they have the surgery down to a science now. It's like less than a year rehab now, so it is what it is.
All right, well,
I don't agree with it.
Neither do I, man.
Come back.
I don't like it.
Speaking of blowing arms, though, let's go back to Walker Buehler for a second. So Walker Buehler, we think he's going to have his first start on Wednesday. So if Walker Buehler can find his form again, and Kershaw keeps trending in the right direction, it's possible that your 2 most rested pitchers could actually be Clayton Kershaw and Walker Buehler going into the playoffs, which is kind of a nice treat to have, considering we've been talking about how overused is probably the worst, overused for Gavin Stone. I think I'm going to say that for him. For Glasnow, it's just like, he's finally healthy on a good team, so they're going to keep pitching him. But then you've got in Flaherty, I think he's up on his season or on his career innings as well. Max, can you look at that really quick? I think he's approaching it. I'm just thinking it's going to be interesting if Kershaw keeps getting stronger and he actually keeps performing the way he is, and Walker Buehler hopefully kind of found that something that he was missing with his second stint in going back down, working on some rehab. It would be a nice piece to have a rested Walker Buehler and a rested Kershaw. And if there's not any room in the starting rotation because maybe Yamamoto comes back, we still don't know what his status is. I know they keep talking about him flirting with Yamamoto coming back. We don't know for sure. But if you got Flaherty and you've got Glasnow and you've got Kershaw, and let's say that Gavin Stone figures it out and comes back to his form.
Well, hopefully get some rest. Hopefully get some rest like you talked about, Robbie. I'm
still shocked they're going to start him tomorrow. Like, he's got to sit down. I feel like he's got to sit down. But let's just say, like,
I think they need to make sure Buehler's ready to go.
But let's just say Buehler. Let's say Buehler doesn't have enough in the tank though to last 5 innings, but he'd probably be pretty good coming out of the bullpen in the playoffs though. If Buehler can figure it out and have Buehler as your closer, like have him because he can still hit 97 miles an hour and he's still got that crazy breaking the curveball. He's got a good slider. I mean, have him come back at the end and just go, look, you got 1 inning, give it everything you got for 1 inning. It might be beneficial to move in there.
Hypothetically speaking, if River Ryan didn't get injured, I think they would have been in a great spot. Now it just makes a little bit more pressure on the line the pitching lineup because now they're down one less arm, one talented arm.
Yeah.
So someone's gonna have to take up that slack. Now you're not gonna be able to bring on Buehler slowly. Hopefully Stone can get some rest somehow. Or you said they brought up Knack, right? Did Knack come up?
Landon Knack's up now, but I don't know if he's actually going to be a starter or if he's just going to be like he's going to be the
long man.
The long man. He'll come in like the 2nd inning or something like that for like 3 or 4 innings. I'm not entirely sure.
Get starting in with Stone. Give Stone a break.
I mean, I kind of thought the plan was for Buehler to take over. I mean, I think it should have been for Buehler to take over Stone.
I don't know if you can rush him in, can you?
There's no rushing Buehler in. Buehler's been down in AAA for I think he's had 4 or 5 starts down there. He's been working for a while.
So he's ready to go.
I think I don't think Buehler's going to have a long of a leash as Kershaw. I think if Buehler comes up and Buehler gives up like 5 runs or 6 runs on Wednesday, I think Buehler's shut down for the season because it's also a contract year for him. I think they're not going to want to ruin something for him. I think they'll have a conversation. Basically, like, hey, do you want to be shut down for the season, or do you want to maybe run into the bullpen? We can't keep throwing you out there right now, especially for how tight it is for him to figure it out. I think he's either figured it out or he's done. In my opinion, I don't. Maybe they give him 2 games, but I don't think they're going to give him as big of a leash as Kershaw because Kershaw is under contract for another year after this. Walker Buehler's not. Walker Buehler's pitching for a contract, and it's not going to be. Unfortunately, it's not going to be with the Dodgers. I don't think he's going to be re-signed with the Dodgers. There's not room for him unless the Dodgers always think we're going to need 10 pitchers because half of them are going to be injured all the time. We got to get him something, which is possible.
Well, based on, you need all kinds of pitches. And is Flaherty on a 1-year deal? What about Flaherty?
This is Flaherty is, they just got him he's a rental for the season, and then he's out.
Speaking of Flaherty, he's at about 118 innings, but last year he did 144. And in 2019, he did 196, and in 2018, 151. So he's had a couple of seasons where he's logged,
He's a workhorse.
He's a workhorse. He's fine at 118. He's still got room to go.
This is Buehler's 2nd Tommy John surgery, right?
Yes.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's normal now.
Maybe they re-sign Flaherty.
I mean, here's the thing. If you look at the pitching staff they're supposed to have next year, you're going to have Yamamoto. You're going to have Ohtani.
Yeah.
Kershaw. Glasnow. That's 4 right there.
Yeah.
Now you got that plethora of rookies coming up. Dustin May's supposed to be healthy again. I think Gonsolin's supposed to come in halfway through the season.
You still got Stone.
You still got Gavin Stone. I don't even know for sure. I'm not even 100% sure with River Ryan if it is Tommy John. I think there's an option. I don't know if they come out and said that he's going to have surgery yet or not. It might be one of those they're going to rehab and wait and see kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did they say it's for sure?
They said it's a UCL, is what I read. But I didn't hear Tommy John surgery for sure.
But eventually, I mean,
it always leads to it. It seems like you can't rehab it.
Yeah, sometimes they'll rest it. Well, Garrett Cole kind of rested it, and he's been okay so far. So it has happened. Tanaka, same thing years ago. He had a partial, let it rest, and then he just never had the Tommy John. But it happens. But a guy like Flaherty, you're not re-signing guys like that. I mean, he's already 28. What, you're going to give him he's looking for a big contract. Why tie yourself up? And you know what's going to happen. He's a pitcher. He's going to get hurt. So why even tie up? Why even do it?
Yeah.
You got a deep farm system. There's no need to re-sign a guy like that. Try to win the World Series with him this year and thank you for your service.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think
I got you.
That's going to wrap up our individual players, who's hot, who's not. a player recap, I guess we can call it. Real fast, we didn't touch on it. We touched on it last episode, but I just wanted to point out that we still got Muncy coming back next week, and we've got
Jesus, all-star team coming back.
And you got Tommy Edman. Tommy, did I say his name? Edman? What's his name? Who is that guy?
It's a big deal. We can talk about
like I just like the team is starting to become what it's supposed to be. So it's exciting. He's playing center field. Tommy's playing center field in AAA. Muncy's playing third base. The way Kike Hernandez is hitting, which I think I asked Max for you to pull that up.
Yeah,
they're gonna. I feel like he's gonna be. They might actually do a platoon thing with Muncy and Kike. No, Muncy and Kike right now, because I think they were kind of doing it with Muncy before Muncy got hurt. They don't. I don't know what his splits look like, and I also think Rosario might be doing. He's doing splits with Lux at second base. But I just wanted to point out. I feel like Kike ever since he got
gone now. Well, he's DFA'd.
Oh, they got rid of Rosario?
He got DFA'd.
Yeah.
I liked him, man. Bummer, dude. I was excited that they picked him up. So wait, but they still. But wait, we got
people coming back, right?
We still have Nick Ahmed.
That's a good question. Let's see.
Wait, we got rid of Rosario, but we kept Nick Ahmed. Come on, we looked that up. That can't be right.
You don't like Ahmed?
No, he's bat's garbage. His bat's garbage. We already got a really good shortstop that can barely hit.
Let's see. It looks like he's still on the squad.
Oh, man.
Oh, I hate it. Bad move.
Grew in the pooch, man. That doesn't make any sense. Then, then it probably Kike is going to split it with Lux at second base. I could see it. What'd you say?
What do we got next?
All right, well, next, Max, you got to...
You didn't want to look at Kike's numbers?
Yeah, give me Kike's numbers really quick.
So in August, I mean, his numbers are crazy. August, we're only, how many days in August are we into right now? 12? And he's already has more hits in August, 11, than he had in all of July, 10, right?
Hey, he got glasses.
He got glasses.
We're talking glasses.
You can see the
7 RBIs, but here's the number that's really eye-popping. Yeah, the batting average is great. I know people don't care about batting average anymore, 333. It's the slugging, 545. You like that? Those extra bases, 4 doubles, and the home run in what? How many games is that? That's 9 games. That's really good. OPS of 951. So he's hot. That is the definition of hot right now.
I've always been a Kike fan, but I think he plays better when he plays more. When he sits and then they bring him in every once in a while, it doesn't seem to me like he can get a good rhythm going.
I can see that.
He's not starting caliber guy on the Dodgers, though. That's the only tough part.
Well, what do you want, man? You want him to start, or do you want you got to do something with him?
On any other team, what I'm saying is that team's so loaded, it's hard to put him in a starting spot all season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're going to still probably see some shifting going on, obviously, as the season goes, or who's hot, who's not, down the stretch. Obviously, when Muncy comes back, when you get Tony Edman, what is that his name? Tony Edman?
Edman.
I don't know why I keep Edman. Yeah, I don't know why I keep messing up his name. When those two guys get back, you're going to start seeing obviously some more players get sent down, DFA'd, and then you're going to see who your backups are, solidify, solid. We've talked about this before. It's not. This isn't a new conversation. All right. Real fast, Max.
Player Spotlight was brought to you by Rock Your Brain Media, the up-and-coming podcast company delivering top-quality content across all podcast platforms. I always mess up podcasts. From sports entertainment to in-depth movie and TV reviews, Rock Your Brain Media is your go-to for fun and exciting content. Don't miss out. Visit their Patreon page at patreon.com/RockYourBrainMedia to support this dynamic new company and be part of something special. Subscribe now and get ready to have your brain truly entertained. There you go.
Nice. Before we do the Pirates Dodgers recap, Mike, so I was talking to Max before you jumped on, and it turns out we finally gave Max a good reason to be a Dodger fan, because his whole spiel is basically like, oh, I'm really a Yankee fan. I grew up in New York. Why am I on this Dodger podcast? I'm just a stat guy, yada, yada. Dude, you've lived in LA for how long? it's not like the Dodgers are that far from as far as like the grassroots of New York. They came from the place that you're from.
Yeah, I know.
It's time to embrace your second favorite team or your number one national team, which would be the LA Dodgers. So can you finally just say you're a Dodger fan now?
Listen, I'm wearing a Brooklyn Dodgers hat,
I need you to say you're a Dodger fan on this podcast.
Because the Yankees lost 12-2 today to the freaking White Sox, who might break the record for worst record in the history of Major League Baseball. So today I was like, let me rock a little Brooklyn Dodgers hat, and
you can embrace your love for the Dodgers. Look, if you want to pick a side when they actually either play interleague games or when they meet in the World Series, yeah, I get it.
They were huge rivals, right?
They were, but they haven't really been rivals since 81, 80. When did they?
They can be rivals when we reach the World Series.
Yeah, once it hits that point, then you can jump on the back. But it's time to actually go get that LA tattoo.
No, that's not happening. I'll if I had to choose a National League team, no disrespect to my New York Mets guys.
You can disrespect
out there,
that. You can disrespect that.
Or there's still people in New York who like the Giants, but I am a Dodger fan. How about that?
You sounded so reluctant.
A National League.
We're going to go to a Dodger game in the next week or so, and then he's going to buy his first actual LA Dodger.
All joking aside, I really love the way they operate. I respect their organization. I love the minor league system they have. They keep turning out great players, and the way they handled the offseason this year, that Ohtani contract and Yamamoto were just like, oh my goodness, I'm envious on how well you guys are doing it, and the guy I have in New York is not doing it as well. So,
do you see what they did during Alumni Weekend?
No.
Guess what? Let's go over it during our recap.
There you go. Nice segue.
Nice segue into it. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about the first game on Friday. The Dodgers win 5-9 over the Pirates. That's the worst way to say that. Flaherty went 5 2/3, had 9 hits and 4 earned runs, striking out 10. I'm a little concerned about the 9 hits, but the couple of times he actually got into trouble, he seemed like he was in control, even though he gave up 4 earned runs. Ohtani homered, Freeman homered, and Kike Hernandez homered. It was a one-stop shop for the long ball for the Dodgers. Mike, did you watch that game, or was it just me?
No, I watched a little bit of it. I mean, the bottom line is for the Dodgers, generally speaking, we needed to win all 3 of these games. Our division is getting tight right now. We only have 3 games.
It's got to be the tightest. It's the tightest division in baseball, I believe.
They got some room today.
They did. Well, no, they picked up room yesterday or during the series. They kept pace
3.5.
with the Padres and the Diamondbacks are playing out of their minds right now, and the Dodgers really need these players to come back in order to actually.
Well, we're past the weather. We talked about it before. We're past the weather. We're past the weather. The storm part. We're starting to get key pieces back. Flaherty had another big, strong outing. I think. I mean,
I really like. I like the way he pitches. And he just seems like he's in control of the game. It doesn't feel like it's getting away from him, even when he's giving up hits. And that's what's actually super exciting.
Mike is right. I mean, Diamondbacks and Padres are red hot. They're 8-2 in their last 10, but the Dodgers are 7-3. So, if the good thing they're not going through a slump, because that's what's really holding back Diamondbacks and the Padres.
Win right now.
That sweep was huge.
I don't care what the score is. 2-3, 5-4.
There you go.
15-4, 12-2, whatever. We need to win. I think we're on a good streak right now.
Well, I hope that streak continues because, you got Gavin Stone taking the hill tomorrow, and we know how I feel about how he needs to sit. And after that, then you've got Walker Buehler coming in, and they're not playing any slum team. They're playing the third best record in the National League. Actually, I don't know. Do they still have the third best record, or does the Padres have the third best record now in the National League?
Well, I mean,
it doesn't matter divisional wise, yeah, but third best. I mein, that's still in my mind means something. Popular vote means something, man.
They still have.
Caca.
It really doesn't. They have a 2-game lead. They have a 2-game lead in the loss column on both the Diamondbacks and the Padres. They're tied for 67 wins, but they only have 51 losses.
All right. Well, they're playing the Brewers, so hopefully, pitchers bring their A game on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right, so let's go jump into Saturday's game. Dodgers beat the Pirates 4-1. So this is one of the sad games. This is the sad game. River Ryan only lasts 4 2/3. Gives up 4 hits, strikes out 4, but leaves the game. Looks like he's probably going to be done for the season. We've already talked about this during the episode. I'm thinking Tommy John. It's unfortunate. Mike, I know he's your boy. If you want to add anything else to him before we put his tombstone down, go for it.
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah, in 2 years. He was dominating. He'll be back in 2 years.
Out pitching him. He was out pitching Skeens. That's a big deal to me.
It was
head to head. He out pitched him.
I know, it's awesome because I keep forgetting that Skeens is a rookie. I keep forgetting that he is a rookie who's favored to win the Rookie of the Year, and he's in talks for the Cy Young. And they were talking this whole thing on him before the game.
I think Ryan out pitched him.
He was out pitching him before that happened. He definitely was. Of course, let's also be fair. The Pirates don't have the lineup the Dodgers have. Let's be fair on that one, but he definitely was out pitching them. If you want to go just numbers wise.
Well, considering, I'm just saying. I mean, what was it? His 5th start? Like River Ryan was getting stronger and stronger without each outing and getting more comfortable. Unfortunately, we lost for the season.
Mike, you're onto something like that because I like to see that when a pitcher knows the opposing pitcher is tough and he's going to be hard on your batters and you show up and you kind of match or even surpass him. That's a great trait to have as a pitcher. Mike always talk about swag and the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
That means River Ryan has something in him, because that's what you would face in the playoffs, right? Yeah. Another opposing ace, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to either match him or be better than him, and that's what he kind of showed in that game.
Yeah, he definitely has that swag, Max. I agree.
Yeah,
he's got that dog.
You like to see that in a young pitcher.
Speaking of swag, Teoscar Hernandez goes 3 for 4.
This guy's so he
had a single. He had a double. He had a home run. Dude, I love this guy.
You have to resign him, right?
They got to give him something. I can't believe there's not talks behind the scenes about giving him an extension. 4 years, 5 years, even 2 years. He's here's the thing. Even though his number, he doesn't have the numbers like batting average as far as Ohtani. He does not have at bats that are as bad as Ohtani. Ohtani will go up there and he will swing at pitches that I don't know what he's looking at. He's like off balance. He's flailing at it. When Teoscar Hernandez swings, it's always in control. Even if it's a slider away from him and he swings at a bad pitch, he seems like he's in control of his swing. He doesn't overswing. Doesn't seem like he's going for the fences every time. He goes the opposite. It's awesome to see. I love it. All right, let's jump on the next.
I agree with you, Matt, Robbie. Well, real quick, let's just touch base on it. I noticed a couple times there with Ohtani, he swings out of control on occasion, where Teoscar is in control with his swings. It's almost like Ohtani's guessing.
Teoscar's a professional power hitter, and he's a perfect complement to your Betts and your Ohtani in this lineup. Like, to give those guys protection, you can't not re-sign him, in my opinion.
As much as I would have loved to, I mean, I love him batting in the same group. I know he's at the bottom of the group. I think we've talked about the order, like where I wish the order sat with, like, Mookie, Ohtani, then Teoscar Hernandez, then Freddie Freeman, because I wanted Betts to lead off. It makes more sense if you think about the stolen bases thing that Ohtani's trying to do. Like, we talked about this last episode. But I love the fact that if you can get at least one of those guys on base, Betts, Ohtani, or Freddie Freeman, you've got Teoscar Hernandez sitting right there after him. And then guess what? If Teoscar Hernandez doesn't do it, then you got Max Muncy who's going to be batting right behind him. And if Max Muncy can't do it, then you've got Will Smith batting right behind him. And if Will Smith can't do it, you got Gavin Lux who's hitting the ball right now. Like,
it's a circular lineup.
It's a circular lineup, but Teoscar, to me, even though, like I said, his average doesn't show it, I feel like he's been the most consistent out of Freddie Freeman, out of Ohtani. Betts, it's unfair because he was out for 2 months.
He's slugging over 507.
Dude, he's
pretty
consistent.
Solid.
He's consistent.
He's clutch. He's a clutch hitter.
And he's clutch,
I think he's a clutch hitter.
And I said this in the beginning of the season that I wanted him to bat higher up in the lineup than Will Smith, because there was a stat that came out last year that Max Muncy and Will Smith both saw the most runners in scoring position throughout the season. And Muncy had over 100 RBIs, but Will Smith, I think, only had like 78, maybe 80 RBIs. like you can't have like the first or the second most runners in scoring position and only have 80 RBIs. So Teoscar Hernandez came from what team did he come from again? I want to say the Blue Jays, but I don't think it's Blue Jays. Oh, come on.
Say that again?
What team did Teoscar come from? I want to say the Blue Jays, but I don't think it's the Blue Jays.
No, he was on the Blue Jays, and then he was
right, but
he got traded. Was it the Diamondbacks? No,
no.
That was Vershaw.
Come on, stat guy. I can't do it. Anyways, whatever team that he came from, he did not come from a team that had a lineup like the Dodgers. So he's going to have more opportunities.
Was it Seattle? Hold on, let me look it up.
Might have been Seattle. Either way, I felt like he had 90 RBIs, 98 RBIs or something like that with whatever team it was. With the Dodgers, I felt like he was going to get over 100 RBIs. He's going to get over 100 RBIs. I think he's definitely on pace to do it, which is exciting because, I like the guy. And I think he's got a great smile.
Great smile. That's what we're judging.
He's with Seattle.
He just looks like he's having fun, Like he looks like he knows he's playing a game for money. He's having fun. That's awesome. I love seeing players that actually do that. Betts is another player that does that. Freddie Freeman does that. They're out there. They look like they're having. Kike Hernandez does it. It looks like he's having fun when he's out there playing baseball. I love it. Anyways, let's move on to.
You heard Mike though, right? It was Seattle.
Yeah.
But before it was Toronto. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, in 17, I think.
Okay. Either way.
And Seattle needed offense.
Let's keep him in Dodger blue for like another couple of years. That'd be amazing. All right, let's get to the next game. So Sunday's game, Dodgers take this game in extra innings, right? Which was pretty nice. I mean, it wasn't nice because it kind of bummed me out because I didn't want to see it happen. But Glassdown was 7 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 2 earned runs. My boy Banda, who I've been rooting for him, Banda, he gave up I think 2 runs just basically gave it up, so the Pirates were able to tie up the game. It was unfortunate, but it happened. Once again, Teoscar Hernandez goes 2 for 5, has a double, 3 RBIs in this game. Kike Hernandez goes 3 for 5.
Game-winning RBI in this game.
What's up? Oh, yeah,
game-winning
that's right. Teoscar had the game-winning RBI in the 10th inning.
Mm-hmm.
Opposite shot to right side.
The dog.
Yeah.
That swag.
Yeah, got the swag. And then Paez might have played his last game as a Dodger. Well, it's one of his last games as a Dodger. I was playing in the major leagues. Went 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. Basically, that was his last game in right field for a while, and he knew it too because Betts was coming back the next day. Overall, I don't like seeing the Dodgers go to extra innings because I hate the extra inning rule. I hate that you start with a runner on second base. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I hate it so much. It's a clown show, and it's unfair for a team that can hit a ground ball to the right side and the runner moves over to third base. Then it's unfair that then the next batter hits a fly ball to center field. Caught, but the runner tags and scores. Basically, it should have been 2 outs, but a run scores. I hate that. It pisses me off every single time it happens.
I agree.
But it also pisses me off when the Dodgers have a run.
I like to see.
What'd you say?
Go ahead.
I would like to see the Dodgers actually play some small ball since you got a runner on second base and you have some players coming up that haven't been hitting, but they've been doing that. But everyone's been hitting lately, except for Nick Ahmed.
I like the fact that Glasnow went 7 innings in this game.
Yeah, which was nice for him to get that length. But at the same time, we still always going to worry about his innings pitched. But that'll do it for the Pirates Dodgers sweep, which we needed that sweep because it gained us a game on the Diamondbacks and the Padres. So hopefully they can just
talk about tonight's game.
We did already.
With tonight's win, you guys are now in first place in the league, right?
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, Philly's lost.
Dropping bad. Yeah, it's
Philly
right.
lost. They lost 3 in a row.
Philly's dropping bad. You guys keep talking. I'm going to get another
beer. Yeah, they got 1 game on the win column over Philly. How about that? Does that matter to you when it comes to playoff time? Or does it matter based on the matchup?
Matt, are you talking this series or what?
No, in the standings. Like, do you want to be the first team, in the league? You want the number 1 seed?
Personally, I don't care. No.
Right?
Doesn't matter to me.
I'm the same way. What matters to me is as long as my hitters are coming in good form, like they're gonna. I don't even need them to be red hot. They just need to be, ready to go. Because a lot of times, especially with this new format, they come in with a huge layoff and they're out of sync, and they play below their standards. Just play your standard,
Max,
and you'll win.
Agree. And Max, you and I are huge football fans, right?
Yep.
Home field advantage matters when it comes to football. I don't think it's so
because emotion
critical when it comes to baseball.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't
Your
think
pitcher can change all of that.
Critical.
Yeah, it's like it's like a hockey goalie. Whoever the next pitcher is can change momentum. But in football, that crowd will make it tough on the opposing offense, and it'll hype the defense to play. Literally run through a wall. That's not how baseball works.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Also in baseball, when say you're hitting and you're in the opposing field, or you're pitching in the opposing field, the stadium is still cheering for the person, for the home team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not so if you're batting and they're cheering like crazy, you could always just pretend that they're cheering for you. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal.
It doesn't affect you.
You don't have to hear the plays being called or whatever it is.
Yeah, other sports.
Well, now you do. But.
Other sports, it gets you. It'll get to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so
moving on.
Let's preview the rest of the Milwaukee games. So we kind of touched on them a little bit. Tomorrow's game, you've got Gavin Stone pitching against Max. Who is he pitching against?
Is that a big matchup for him? Do you need him to perform well? Freddie Montas, ex-Yankee last year, who Yankees paid for his rehab and he signed with the Cardinals. Isn't that a freaking low-life move? No offense to Freddie Montas, but, the Yankees paid him last year to rehab, and then he had like one start at the end of the season, and then he signs with the Cardinals and then gets traded to the Brewers. But that's who you're paying. He has a nice 5 ERA. So the Dodgers should rake.
I think tomorrow's going to end up being a bullpen game. I have a feeling that Gavin Stone's not going to last that long, and that sucks. Hopefully it lasts at least over 4 innings. It'd be great to get 5 out of him, but the way that he's been pitching, and he hasn't been pitching bad.
No,
it just seems like he just runs out of gas, and
he's learning.
I know he's learning.
Mike likes to say you got to put him in these situations so they could, get used to it and get over that hump.
But you still got to be healthy to get over that hump. And I think.
Oh, you think so?
If anybody remembers, like when you throw a lot, your arm gets tired. It gets fatigued a lot easier.
Yeah, dead arm.
And we kind of touched on the pitch count a little bit. It doesn't help. Go ahead.
Stone's in this situation, Max. Stone's an exception to the rule. He's already gotten a bunch of innings and been put in meaningful situations. Had to pitch through it when we were running low on our pitchers due to injury. He needs a rest. I hope he has a strong outing, or at least keeps us in the game to get into the bullpen.
I think the Dodgers bats are going to have to show up. The Dodgers bats are going to have to show up at this game. And I think it's going to be a high scoring game tomorrow.
High scoring.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Ohtani's he's gonna have 4 home runs and 5 stolen bases. How he's gonna do that, no one's gonna know.
Have you been following Ohtani's stats?
I got that on you.
He's gonna be 40-40?
Well, right now, I put a mark on that. He's at 36 home runs right now and 33 stolen bases. Remember, I told you he's going to hit 40-40 before the end of August. So right now, what is it? 12? It's the 12th. You've got, I mean.
Yeah, he's a lock for 40-40.
Yeah, 40-40 in August. He'll get it in August. So the question is he going to hit 50-50 in September? Which we'll revisit that conversation. But I got an account on it right now. It's 36 homers, 33 stolen bases. And he's leading off. No one's blocking him, so just stop swinging at bullshit. Sorry, I know we're not supposed to cuss on this one, but I just there's some stuff he swings at.
Click on that button.
He does not have.
No one's. If somebody gets this far and they hear me say it, then yeah. It's just
he guesses. I get it.
Yeah, it's really bad guesses sometimes. It's really bad. He can look really. I've never seen. There's no middle. He either has an amazing looking swing, or it looks like he just found this, he just found the bat in a golf bag somewhere.
I'm going to date myself. You guys remember Vlad Guerrero?
No, it's not dating. No, he would swing at some garbage.
And he would hit it freaking 400.
But when he swung, maybe because it was so long ago and I've got this foggy memory. But But I don't remember him looking that bad when he was swinging at stuff.
Yes. He would swing balls in the dirt, and it would miss him.
But it still looked like he was in control.
No, he was like swinging for the fences, and it was horrible. But then every once in a blue, he would hit that ball in the dirt over the fence still.
I still remember.
Worst bad ball hitter I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude.
Vlad Guerrero. The father, not the Toronto Blue Jay for you young guys.
No. I remember there was an all-star game, and it was Brad Penny was pitching. He was the starter of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And so Vladimir Guerrero was, I think he's batting second or third or something. No, he's batting third. Brad Penny, I think he's got 2 strikes him already. Throws a high and outside fastball, because Brad Penny was known for his fastball.
Yep.
Which back then I think it was like 96,
Former Florida
97.
Marlin.
Now it would be like 107. Who the heck knows? It's high and outside. Vladimir Guerrero somehow hits the ball opposite field, jack. But it wasn't even supposed to be swung at. It was just a setup pitch for the next pitch, and he's just like, see ya.
That's Vlad.
Yeah. All right.
But he used to have some ugly swings, too.
I don't remember it. Because, probably because I didn't watch him that much, because he was always on teams I didn't care about. Even though I would bring back the Expos, man. Bring them back.
They did come back. They're in the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, they don't have the right. It doesn't feel right. It just feels weird. Bring them back. All right, so Wednesday's game, we think it's going to be Walker Buehler against, who do we got, Max? Tell me it's somebody who just not a good pitcher.
Oh, Cavalli, I would say Cavalli, he has another 5.14 ERA.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what you want to see.
Is he a lefty or a righty, though?
Oh, that's a good question.
Dodgers have issues with lefties.
Let's see, what is this wonderful guy? I don't even know who he is. I'm not a National League guy.
Dude, you're the stat guy, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking it up.
Brewers. Who the heck pays attention to the Brewers?
Yeah, exactly, the Brewers. Most people wouldn't even know.
Beer drinkers love the Brewers, man.
Oh, I know this dude. He used to be on the Rays. He's a righty. You're gonna freaking mash him.
Okay. And then so you got Thursday's game. It's Flaherty against.
Oh, Thursday is wonderfully timed. Myers, he has a 2.79 ERA. Not bad.
All right. Not bad at all. All right, so it looks like the Dodgers.
I don't know who that is. Do you know Tobias Myers?
No.
26-year-old right-handed pitcher. Not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.79 ERA is pretty solid.
You know what we forgot to do in this episode? Hey, just a quick reminder, if you like what you're listening to, please click that like and subscribe button. Darn it. Mistakes were made in this episode, but I had a lot of fun. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap it up. You guys agree?
Mike?
According to your silence, I think you do. Well,
Mike,
thank you so much for listening.
He didn't even let him answer.
I think Mike froze.
Oh.
It's because he's on that garage internet.
Like, subscribe, comment, feedback.
Yeah, man.
We'll catch you on the next one. Yeah?
Let's see what our fan thinks about Kershaw's performance and what they think about Betts batting second and playing right field. Also, why was Rosario dropped? But yeah, we still have.
He was dropped to make room for Mookie Betts, man.
No, you drop Nick Ahmed.
Maybe.
Why is that guy on the team? Nick Ahmed. Rosario can still play shortstop, and he hits the ball.
They probably would drop Ahmed when Edman comes up.
No, I think they got to drop Paez when Edman comes up.
Oh, but you also got to do something with Buehler, too. Who's going down for Buehler?
It's going to be a pitcher. It's pitcher for pitcher, fielder for fielder.
Not always.
It should be.
It depends on how the roster is.
If
you want 13 pitchers.
Actually,
but anyway.
Let's just say that right now. Mike, be with me on this. If Gavin Stone has another bad outing tomorrow, he goes down.
And you keep Knack up?
Keep Knack up. He goes down when Walker Buehler gets activated.
Down.
He's got to. It's not that I don't like him. Yeah. I just want him to get some rest. I want him to have a good night's sleep because I really liked him the first half of the season.
You don't have to send him down to do that.
I really liked him the first half.
You just have to skip him a start.
What do you say?
He wants to go to bed.
Speaking of good night's sleep, I want one too.
All right. Thank you so much for listening this much. Please don't forget to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/RideYourBrainMedia. All of your help, support helps us make content. We have other shows we're in the works. We're going to bring back Extremists. We got to talk about some. We are bringing back Extremists. I forgot to tell you. Hey, We got to talk about The Last of Us. There's some Star Wars stuff happening. All the goods. Max, it's your favorite time.
I finished Umbrella Academy today.
Don't talk about it.
I finished it the other night, too.
Apparently, I only have one episode left. I thought there was like 4, but it's a short season. Once again, thank you so much. My name is Robbie. That's Max. We got Mike in the garage. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.
What's that thing you guys say? Go Dodger Blue.
Brr.